Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple, and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, aka Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
Hey, shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahushua Brakatah to the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alatah Shem Yahushua to the sisters. This is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge in Dallas under Commanding General Yohana, 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Coming at you with the Brotherhood class. I'm Priest and Officer Shad Yala. Give me a 1 if you hear me real well. Give me a 1 if you can hear me. All right, Most High in Christ. Excellent. Big up to Officer Chicago War. What's going on, Hebrew? All right. Today we're going to get started with the first scripture I always bring out for the Brotherhood. Give me 1 Peter 2:17.
So this is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 17. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear Yahweh, honor the king.
Honor all men, fear the Most High. And I repeat that again.
Sir. This is the book of 1 Peter, chapter 2, verse 17. Honor all men, love the brotherhood, fear Yahweh, honor the king.
And that's what we try to do here in the ISUPK. We fear Yahweh, the Most High. We honor our King, Jesus Christ, and we love the Brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be doing most of the lesson in 1 Samuel, the 18th chapter today. We're going to get started with that. Big up to Priest and Officer My Waz. Give it up for you. Come on in. Everybody is with us. All right. So a couple of weeks ago when we did the class, we were dealing with, hey, Shalom, Sister Yaquar, how you doing? Be safe out there, sis. Officer, Trooper Uriah, Shalom, warrior. Yahbashim Shabrakatah. Shalom, Sister Taylor, how you doing today, sis? Yahbashim Yahushai. And Shalom, Officer Zakar Wan. Yahbashim Yahushai Brakatah, warrior. Gonna go ahead and start the reading right from 1 Samuel the 18th. Now, when we were last dealing with the some of the Brotherhood lesson a couple of weeks ago, we showed you how King David was not dealing righteous with one brother, slept with that brother's rib, and his transgression caused it, caused all of Israel to suffer, and for more or less, it caused a child. He committed adultery with one of his best soldiers or soldiers' wives, and the Lord did not let that go unpunished. So where we going now? Hey, Shalom, Sister Mataz on the pod. How you doing, sis? We're gonna start the reading at 1 Samuel 18th chapter. We'll just pick up from there. Go ahead.
Sir. This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 1. And it came to pass when he had made an Salaki. And it had came to pass when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul.
Now, as uncomfortable as it is kind of to read that, understand that there is nothing wrong with loving a brother. Love, just like every other thing, is not an emotion, it's an action. You know what I'm saying? You show your brother you love him for the things you do for him. You know what I'm saying? Same way you do for your parents, same way you do for your wife, same way you do for your kids. It's what you do for them that shows whether you love. Same thing what you do for the Most High. You brothers that are in the ISUPK, you all sacrifice every day to show the Most High that you love Him. You sacrifice yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because not saying that we're all lust filled or anything. For the most part, the brothers that have gotten this far have done away with all lust. But any that you may still be fighting, you don't do simply if you love the Lord. Y'all understand? Y'all understand what it says in St. John, the 14th chapter, 15th verse. It says, if you love me, keep the commandments, right? If you're keeping the commandments and you're keeping His word and being loyal to His word, the one thing you're not going to do is sin. Y'all understand?
Okay.
Sin won't even be in you. You won't even fix yourself to go against the Most High in that matter. All that is done out of you. But now you got a few brothers and sisters that kind of still deal with, still trying to take off the old man or the old woman. You fight that with everything in you, because if you don't, you're going to be weak to sin. And then if you do that, you can never tell the Lord that you love Him. The Lord knows you're lying. You know what I'm saying? Loving his brother is, what are you going to do to help that brother? You see he's struggling somewhere. You see he may need some help. So how are you going to help him? You know what I'm saying? That's all. That's how you show love to your brother. Give your life, make yourself a sacrifice. You make sacrifices for your brother. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't any other way. So what's going on here in the verse we just read, it is clear that David and Jonathan love each other. And not on no sus stuff or nothing, because they, despite what unlearned men will tell you, this scripture does not mean David and Jonathan were lovers, because you will hear that, especially coming out of the LGBTQ barbecue OPP community. They're going to push. They got churches now and their own Bible. Oh yeah, look it up, Queen James Bible. And and one of the little bedrock scriptures, that they deal with is the relationship between David and Jonathan, because they try to pass that on as if David and Jonathan were homosexuals. I got news for y'all. David and Jonathan were not lovers. They were just good friends. You know what I'm saying? In fact, technically, they were family because I think one of David's wives was Jonathan's sister. So essentially, that was his brother-in-law, what we would call that today. But later on, and we'll read that part where it says that his love for Jonathan goes beyond the love of woman. All that means is he loved Jonathan because Jonathan was close to him. Jonathan was special to him, and he put the relationship he had with Jonathan even went more than the relationship that he had with his 8 or 9 wives, or his 100. It's a different relationship than the one he had with his 8 or 9 wives, and or his 100 concubines. You know what I'm saying? That's all it means. It don't mean that he and Jonathan were having sex. That's disgusting. And the only people who are pushing that are people who have a problem with the Bible anyway. Because one thing we can all know, if you've read this Bible, you understand that this Bible deals 100% in the masculine. There's nothing soft about it. It may be a few soft women in it, but a woman is supposed to be soft. I don't see how brothers in the world deal with. Y'all ever see these old real hard, real masculine women? I do not see how brothers deal with them. I don't. I could not. I'd be about this close to running over a couple of them in my car. And y'all sit up there and let them in your house? Why? You know, nobody in UPK does that. I'm talking about brothers in the world. You know what I'm saying? Brothers in UPK does not have masculine wives. It may be a few sisters in this school that may have kind of a warrior spirit, but sisters in the scriptures had that. But no, they don't deal in the masculine though. The sisters in the ISUPK deal strictly from the feminine. The sisters on class watching right now know what I'm talking about. We're going to repeat verse 1. Go ahead.
Kawakatsu. This is the book of First Peter, This is the book of First Samuel, chapter 18, verse 1. One second. This is the book of First Samuel, chapter 18, verse 1. And it came to pass, when he had made an end of speaking unto Saul, that the soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David.
In other words, them two were tight. You know what I'm saying? They were kindred spirits, they say today. Had all the interest. They all liked the same things, so they all did the same things. I'll only say it one more time. I'm not going to make this about them. I'm not going to make the whole class about disproving whether they were gay or not. But I'm going to go ahead and say it one more time. They were not homosexuals. David and John, that wasn't Israelites' culture. We already knew from the scriptures that was a death penalty offense. That's in Leviticus 20 and 13? That is a death penalty offense to be a homosexual. So no, I'm not going to cover that anymore, but I'm just going to simply say David was not a homosexual and neither was Jonathan. David loved vagina too damn much. You know what I'm saying? The one time he went off, what did he do? He committed adultery with one of his loyal soldiers' wife. So, hey, Shalom, Officer Thalumyad, what's going on, warrior? And who is this, Alessio? Yeah, Shalom, warrior, what's going on? Brother Antonio, the water for making it in. Okay, go ahead and finish that chapter. Go ahead and finish that verse.
And Jonathan loved him as his own soul.
Okay. This was a true brotherhood right here. This is what we aiming for in the ISUPK. Don't the law say love your brother as you love yourself? Or is that what Christ when Christ said when he said the law stood hung on two scriptures, wasn't one of them love the brother if you love as you love yourself? This is where Christ was getting the understanding of that, going into these brothers' relationship. These were two brothers that loved one another, cared for one another, looked out for one another. This is what every man in the ISUPK should be committed to. And you all brothers that's coming in, you all that are still out there dealing in fake philosophies, dealing with the church or what have you. This is why you all haven't been blessed yet to the point where y'all think y'all are blessed. Some of y'all think because y'all got a new house, new car, got six figures rolling in, every year. Y'all think you've been blessed. No, you haven't been blessed just yet. You know what I'm saying? You're still paying taxes. You're still paying notes. You still punching a clock. You ain't blessed yet. Go ahead, Officer Marwaz.
So like I made sir, when you were saying people think because they have all these nice things and all these different things they can show that they feel like they being blessed.
Right.
What they don't understand is when Christ was being tempted, he was being promised a whole bunch of things.
Come.
And he turned it down to serve the Most High God.
Yeah, right.
So you can have a bunch of things because you gave your soul over
Come.
and realize.
I appreciate that, Officer Marwaz. I love bringing out that particular scripture in the Gospels when it's going into Christ basically rebuking the tempter, rebuking the devil and Satan, because, like you said, all he would have had to do is bow down to him, and he would have been given everything. And a lot of our people don't understand while they're out there. If you're getting if you're getting a whole lot, like a big house, big car, great paying job, all the damn box you want from the ladies. If you got this kind of life going on, and I'm only talking to blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans on this. If you got this kind of life going on, and you ain't give the Most High no glory, you ain't paid no tithes, you ain't did anything for His people. Chances are there's somebody blessing you that it ain't the Most High. You know what I'm saying? You got to consider that. Don't sit up there and tell me that the Most High is giving you your house and your car and all your other every other want and need of your heart, and yet you're still eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster. You're still keeping a first day Sabbath. You're still celebrating Christmas and New Year's and Valentine's Day and Easter. Living opposite of what he said. Somebody might be blessing you, but I guarantee you it's not the Lord. Somebody might be giving you an increase, but it's not the Most High. Because the Most High don't care about none of that. Goes back to what he said in the scriptures when he said it's easier for a man to go through the eye, for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than a rich man to see the kingdom. That's kind of what he's dealing with. What are you doing for him? Are you helping his people? Are you trying to keep his commandments? Are you keeping the Sabbath? Have you stopped wearing a mixed garment, mixed texture garments? You know what I'm saying? What are you doing for him? If you're not doing anything for him, you feel like you don't need him. You feel like if you go to church on Sunday, you straight. No, you're not. You're not keeping the law at all. All you're doing is keeping man's traditions, and you're not keeping the Lord's. You might have put yourself, without knowing it, you might have put yourself in the trick bag, basically, of thinking that you're being increased or given everything, given your little lustful desires and everything, when all in actuality, you done made a pact with Satan, and Satan is basically doing his part. He's giving you what you need, but he has your allegiance. If you're going to church on Sundays, then Satan has your allegiance. You're eating pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, Satan has your allegiance. If you're dealing with any, what would you call it, promiscuous behavior, you running through women like water, you sleeping with prostitutes, you're committing sex crimes, you're dealing with men, you're dealing with same-sex relationships or supporting same-sex relationships, then the Most High is not with whatever you're doing. All right. And that's just square biz. Let's go ahead and read. Were we done with verse 1? Let's get verse 2 and 3.
It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 2. And Saul took him that day, and would let him go no more home to his father's house. Verse 3. Then Jonathan and David made a covenant, because he loved him as his own soul.
Okay, covenant. What does that mean?
Contract, basically, sir.
Contract is good. A promise is just as good. Yeah. He done made a covenant. Jonathan done made a covenant with David. You know what I'm saying? Because they basically now got an ironclad pact that they're gonna look out for one another. Got to keep in mind, Saul don't care about either of them. Saul is trying to kill David ultimately. So this is just David and Jonathan just making sure they got one another's back. They thick as thieves right now. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like the world is against them when now actually the Lord's with them. And we're gonna find that out in time. Go ahead in verse 4.
Verse 4. And Jonathan stripped himself of the robe that was upon him, and gave it to David, and his garments, even to his sword, and to his bow, and to his girdle.
Now that's some real love right there. Let me ask you, brothers that are in the ISUPK. Do y'all love the brothers here yet to literally give them the clothes off your back? Most High in Christ. That's how we roll in here. Anything I got, y'all can have. Y'all understand that? So this is you're reading the literal interpretation of giving them the clothes off your back. Right here, not only is he giving he's giving David his garments, but he's also giving him weapons. Y'all know what a sword is. What's a bow for?
Hunting, sir.
Hmm?
Hunting. Technically, sir.
Bow can be for it can be for protecting yourself. It can be for hunting, all that. But in other words, just to put it in simple terms, a bow is a weapon and a tool of war, just like that sword is. He's even given David a girdle. Can y'all believe that? In other words, he's given him a leather belt that wear across his where his organs are, just to keep him safe. You know, some armor in case somebody tries to do evil to him. Somebody tries to stick him there in a vital organ. You know what I'm saying? All the warriors in Israel had that. We wear them on our garments. You know what I'm saying? Some of mine aren't leather, but I'm working on it. But it's clear just reading this, Jonathan ain't looking for no harm to come to David. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Not only is this his king, it's his friend, it's his brother. Just something for y'all to remember. The brothers in the ISUPK always look out for brothers. Whatever you need as far as stuff to wear, whatever you need as far as stuff to eat, but armor too. Brothers got weapons. Brothers have showed weapons or what have you. Whatever you need, brothers got. It's the best show It's the best show of brotherhood. You'd be reading about it right here because Jonathan is literally giving David everything at a time where David is being hunted. A king named Saul, who the Lord ain't dealing with no more, is trying to kill David. Now Jonathan say, "No, I'm gonna build you up. We ain't gonna be dealing in darkness. We're aware of Satan's devices. So I'm gonna get you suited and booted real quick, and get you all the garments you need. And it's some garments you need. Take them right. Get this robe right off my back. Know what I'm saying?" Today we wouldn't use a sword. Today we probably use a gun, something to protect yourself.
Okay.
That girdle is armor, obviously. Let's get verse 5.
Sir. This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 5. And David went out whithersoever Saul sent him, and behaved himself wisely. And Saul set him over the men of war, and he was accepted in the sight of all the people, and also in the sight of Saul's servant.
David's being raised up, basically. Y'all get what I'm saying?
Oh,
All right, so everybody sees who the Most High is dealing with right now, because David now has on fresh drip. He's got him a nice little princely robe, a kingly robe, or what have you. He's got the weapons, and he's basically ready to lead now. Go ahead, next verse.
Sir, verse 6. And it came to pass as they came, when David was returned from the slaughter of the Philistine, that the women came out of all cities of Israel, singing and dancing to meet King Saul, with tabrets, with joy, and with instruments of music.
I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say that the tabrets are instruments, because it has them in here in the scriptures with instruments of music, basically. But slaughter of the Philistines, he's basically killing his enemies. Y'all know in David's time, he killed a lot because the Lord was with him. He would have never been that mighty without the Most High, and David knew that. Keep reading.
Sir. It's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 7. And the women answered one another as they played, and said, Saul hath slain his thousands, and David his 10,000.
Okay, so already we're seeing the Lord is with David because he done killed more of our enemies than even the king himself at the time. And then, so, it's sisters doing everything, what sisters always do, gossip. But they kicking straight game, not all gossip, is hearsay or whatever. They know they beating mighty armies behind David, and David is even more of a warrior than Saul. They basically going into that. And y'all about to hear how it made Saul think some type of way. Go ahead with the next verse.
Verse 8. And Saul was very wroth, and the saying displeased him. And he said, They have ascribed unto David 10,000, and to me they have ascribed but thousands. And what can he have more but the kingdom?
We're about to find out. Go ahead, next verse.
Verse 9. And saw I David from that day and forward.
Okay, so Officer High Design, you already understand what's going on here, right?
Con, sir.
What's going on?
David has acquired respect and honor in the battlefield
Con,
against the Philistines.
con.
So the people of Israel have been praising his name, and Saul is jealous that people are praising him more than they are praising him.
I don't know if y'all heard Officer High Design clearly, but he's basically right on the money. David is starting to get a name out at this point. You know what I'm saying? They're talking about, his brother soldiers are talking about him. The women are talking about him, you know what I'm saying? And whether then or now, one thing the sisters love is a man in a power position. Sisters love that. Don't let them tell you they don't. They love when a man is in control and in doing things on a high level. They don't, passive men are okay, but they like for strong men that lead. And Commander General Yohana, y'all give up to him. He's bringing up a whole army of so-called blacks and Hispanics to do just that. Go back to our root and be men of the Lord again, to step forward and take care of business and stand on business. And David's doing that, and the women are talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's making Saul feel some type of way. Because the way they used to talk about him, they're now talking about the David. And since they're crediting him with killing 10 times more men than Saul, he's probably getting 10 times more the credit, 10 times more of the admiration. More of the sisters want to have his baby. And Saul don't like that. Saul is getting jealous of that. Y'all understand? All right. We're going to continue to read verse 10.
So this is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 10. And it came to pass on the morrow that the evil spirit from Yahweh came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David played with his hand as at other times. And there was a javelin in Saul's hand.
What's a javelin?
A short spear.
Another weapon, right? Okay. So spirit then came from the Most High and then came on Saul, and he then prophesied in the midst of the house. David played with his hand, basically. Anybody knows what that means? Go ahead.
So I know.
You don't?
No.
What's the word?
Right here where it says in verse 10 that the evil spirit from the Most High came upon Saul, and he prophesied in the midst of the house. And David played with his hand as at other times, and there was a javelin in Saul's hand.
What's happening?
Do you know where it's getting ready to go from here, basically? Because we could read it, it's no problem. Okay, let's go ahead and keep reading. Verse 11 and verse 12.
So, verse 11. And Saul cast the javelin, for he said, I will smite David even to the wall with it. And David avoided out of his presence twice.
Keep reading.
Verse 12. And Saul was afraid of David, because Yahweh was with him, and was departed from Saul.
Now, we don't have to go back over the way why the Lord wasn't dealing with Saul no more. We haven't been over that already. But Saul can see that the Most High is not with him anymore and is with David. And as Officer Hadazan pointed out, it's making him jealous. It's Rich Homie Quan all over again. It's making Saul feel some type of way. You know what I'm saying? I don't like drill music, but I did like that song. Shout out to Rich Homie Quan, and may he rest and rise again, man. Rise in completion when you come back. But that year, it was about over 10 years ago. I did like that song, but you're reading the definition of it right now. He feels some type of way about David because he sees the Lord that chose him. And Saul knows that as long as the Most High is with David, there is nothing David can't do. There's nobody he can't beat, including Saul. Kind of going back to what we were talking about in this other picture when he said David played with his hand, and as at other times there was a javelin in Saul's hand. That's kind of what it's dealing with. David is basically has the crown of authority right now, even though he don't quite have the crown, and it's making Saul just feel all types of bad about it. You know what I'm saying? Brothers by this time and already got down with David. You see the women are talking about David already. This young, handsome, muscular, and ruddy man that they all want to. They all just like the sisters now. You hear them watching TV talking about having Chris Brown's child. Chris Brown don't even know. You know what I'm saying? It's the same. Eve was doing the same thing back then. They were already hoping that David chose one of them. But of course, it was more honorable back then. Wasn't no such thing as baby mama back then. If you spread them legs for David, you were David's wife, and they understood that. So they steady talking about him and wanting to get chose at some time. Just like Officer Hotazan will be one day. The sisters, the ones that are in the world and in truth, gonna be talking about him one day. Damn right. You know what I'm saying? You gotta say that. You gotta say that like you gotta say that with your chest out, huh? All right. Next verse.
Verse 13. Therefore Saul removed him from him and made him his captain over 1,000.
Captain over 1,000. Go ahead.
And he went out and came in before the people.
Keep going.
Verse 14. And David behaved himself wisely in all his ways, and Yahweh was with him.
Once again, we're saying that he can see that the Most High was with King David. Hey, shalom, Sister Dabala. How you doing? Yahweh Shamar Lataba Shem Yahweh Shai, sis. The choice has been made. You know what I'm saying? Saul recognized it, and he think that speaking evil on David and trying to kill him is going to make any difference. Because technically, he's still with the crown right now. Saul is not a brother. He's a wicked brother. He wouldn't obey the Most High, and the Most High saw that he was wicked. That's why he done already made plans to get rid of him. Saul about to get up out of here because Saul is not a brother. David, on the other hand, sincerely loves the Lord and sincerely loves his people. And people can see that. The water for everybody tuning in. Any of y'all watching, any of you 4 or 5 brothers and sisters watching, if y'all got questions, go ahead and type them in the comments. I can take care. I can answer those. We are on verse 15 or 16.
14.
14?
Wait a second. 15.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's get 15 and 16.
Come on, sir. This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 15. Wherefore, when Saul saw that he behaved himself very wisely, he was afraid of him.
In other words, David wasn't going to tug at Saul's robe just yet. You know what I'm saying? In other words, he wasn't going to transgress or do anything right now to incur wrath. He's dealing with Saul wisely. You'll see that said a lot of times in the scriptures. What that means is you're not being wrath. David could probably easily just show up one day and just say, to hell with you, Saul. abdicate that throne, or I'm gonna put this sword through you right now. In other words, he could start a coup. He's not doing that just yet. He's going to deal wisely. It's going to be a time for it. And the Lord is obviously dealing with David. David knows that. Saul knows that. So he's just picking his spot, basically. He's going to deal wisely. He ain't going to try to upset Saul right now. This ain't the time. It'll be time to deal with Saul later. Next verse.
Kalakatzer, verse 16. All Israel and Judah loved David.
Hold on one second. You say, but all Israel what?
But all Israel and Judah loved David.
Say that part one more time.
But all Israel and Judah loved David.
Basically, both kingdoms. It's not a split just yet, but the house of Israel and the house of Judah both prefer David. The Lord is with him. All the people can see that, and they love him. So at this point right now, there's no need for David to do anything but buy his time. Go ahead and finish that.
Kalakatzer. Because he went out and came in before them.
Okay, next verse.
Kalakatzer, verse 17. As Saul said to David, Behold my elder daughter Merab. Her will I give thee to wife. Only be thou valiant for me, and fight Yahweh's battles. For Saul said, Let not mine hand be upon him, but let the hand of the Philistines be upon him.
In other words, he's saying out loud that I'm gonna give you my daughter to wife, and I'm giving you a promotion. He's giving you this, that, and the third. But he's saying if you do go out, it won't be by my hand. It'll be by your enemies. In other words, whole time, of course, he's gonna be plotting against them, but he's trying to. This is almost politics Saul is playing right now. If you would just apply it to today, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is Donald Trump on one hand saying that we're all brothers. We're going to protect Christianity. We're going to protect our interests. And then overnight, one weekend, sneaking, him and his people sneaking their ass into Venezuela and kidnapping a president and his wife. In other words, this is just Saul kind of making a political play to set up the gangster shit he's going to do later. And just to show you how unrighteous man Saul is, I just compared him to Donald Trump. You can't get no lower than that. Saul, an Israelite of the tribe of Benjamin, is being compared to a heathen with a low IQ who's a real estate hustler, a multiple time convicted felon, and now all of a sudden a kidnapper and a gangster. Hey man, that's pretty damn low that's pretty damn low to compare somebody to. And remember now, at one point the Lord was with Saul. Till Saul started going off and not going according to the plan, and the Lord wasn't with him no more. Let's go ahead and get the next verse.
Kalakatzer, verse 18. And David said unto Saul, Who am I, and what is my life, or my father's family in Israel, that I should be son-in-law to the king?
Just playing smart. No need to rock the boat or make your play now. He keeping it humble. You know what I'm saying? He telling Saul, look, I ain't fit to touch a hem on your garment. Of course, secretly he knows that he is, because he knows he's the chosen. But Just like Saul is making plays, David's making them play. You know what I'm saying? He's basically, it would seem like he's kissing ass, but what he's doing is doing something smart. He's not trying to go against the king at this time. Y'all understand? Brothers and sisters online, no questions. I guess they get an understanding. Guess I'm a slightly better teacher than I thought. Barakatah Yahweh Yahawashah. Let's continue. Verse 19.
Kalakasa, verse 19. But it came to pass at the time when Merab, Saul's daughter, should have been given to David, that she was given unto Adriel, the Meholathite, to what?
Do me a favor. Can somebody look up Adriel? Yeah. I'll tell you a quick way to find out whether he's an Israelite or not. Two quick ways. Did anybody bring their Strong's Concordance? Okay. We're gonna get one for the school. It's gonna be my beat up copy that needs to be taped. But look them up on Wiki. That's another way. Usually if it has a Hebrew spelling, it's letting you know that he's an Israelite. Adriel, Adriel. Adriel. Gonna get that in a minute, y'all. Again, questions, comments, concerns, put them in the comment section. Everybody with us? Everybody find it? Adriel. We're gonna continue with the lesson though. While you're looking for that, the water priest. Verse 20.
Kalakasa, this is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 20. And Michal, and Michal, Saul's daughter, loved David. And they told Saul, and the thing pleased him.
Okay.
Verse 21. And Saul said, I will give him her, that she may be a snare to him, and that the head of the Philistines may be against him. Wherefore Saul said to David, Thou shalt this day be my son-in-law in the one of the twain.
Okay, so now we're seeing a bad example of brotherhood. Instead of the one daughter that he had promised him, he instead is going to give him another daughter with the intention of tripping him up so he can die by the hands of his enemies. I'm only going to point this part out. If you hate your brother in your heart, you're a murderer. You understand? Saul right now hates David in his heart because he's literally plotting. He's literally plotting against him. Know what I'm saying? Not giving him the daughter he promised, but he's giving him another daughter just to trip him up so he can die by the hands of his enemies. There's no brotherhood or righteousness in that. And I'm saying that because 2 weeks ago we brought out David making the same sin basically out of lust. Lust may not be directly what's driving Saul. What's driving Saul is jealousy and fear. Saul is afraid of the Most High and jealous of the love that David gets from not only the Most High, but Israel, because it said Israel and Judah is on board with David. I'm paraphrasing. Let's get the next verse.
Verse 22. And Saul commanded his servants, saying, commune with David secretly, and say, behold, the king hath delight in thee, and all his servants love thee. Now therefore be the king's son-in-law.
Okay, so what's the chances? Just out of curiosity, what do you think the chances are that Mishal look better than Merab? What y'all think? Just a thought that came into my mind just now. Because you done promised them one daughter, and now you're giving them another daughter. You know, you're not giving them that daughter. You gave that daughter to somebody else. Now you're giving them another daughter. And saying, same rules apply. You're going to be my son-in-law. You're going to do the Lord's work, and you're going to do it for me. Knowing all the while you plotting for this dude to be killed by another nation, which is evil to do, obviously. Next verse.
Verse 23. And Saul's servants spake those words in the ear of David. And David said, seemeth it to you a light thing to be a king's son-in-law, seeing that I am a poor man and lightly esteemed?
Yeah, he didn't come from money, you know. When they came to Jesse, David was like either the youngest or the weakest looking of his sons, and they were all in the field. You know what I'm saying? So David didn't come from money. So a part of him was wondering, why do I get the pleasure of being the son-in-law to a king right now? Now we already know the answer because the Lord deals with who he deals with. You know what I'm saying? He'll have love on those he chooses to love and mercy on those he chooses to have mercy on. Kind of paraphrasing from Romans 9. He's the potter, and everybody on this planet is the clay. You understand? Okay. So he deems you worthy to be a son-in-law of the king, or even deems you worthy of being the king. That's just what's going to happen. Right, we're going to keep going with this. We're in verse 24, right? Let's get it. 24 and 25.
Verse 24. And the servants of Saul told him, saying, on this matter spake David. Verse 25. And Saul said, thus shall ye say to David, the king desireth not any dowry, but 100 foreskins of the Philistines, to be avenged of the king's enemies. But Saul thought to make David fall by the hand of the Philistines.
Any of you brothers that are watching online, just in your carnal life, is there a woman pretty enough for you to kill for? Say she's never been touched. Like a king has literally put a bounty on them because they're an enemy nation. Is there a woman you kill for? Don't sound great. Give it up for Sister Parah, man. What about you, Adazan? Okay, that's I ain't Christ. Okay, because y'all didn't share, I ain't finna share. Just play. But nah, but literally, how would you like for your king to tell you, you ain't even got to worry about no dowry. All you got to do is bring me 100 dead Philistines. 100 of the old dead, doo-doo eating Africans. That's what he wants. They're foreskin. And you can get I don't know how Saul's daughters looked. I don't know if they were all kept right or what have you, but I'm going to assume that they were fine. I mean, they are Israel after all. Hey, Shalom, Officer Nakabar Gabar, what's going on, Warrior? But yeah, we're just gonna assume that they all look good. And Saul is basically saying, you ain't got to worry about no dowry. We ain't got to worry about, like here in the ISUPK, the courting period. We ain't got to worry about none of all that. All you got to do is bring me 100 dead Philistines. Now, y'all understand what he wants to happen, right? What does he want to happen, Adazan?
He wants for him to go out there to try and recover the 100 foreskins and die in the process. And be unalived in the process.
Hey, I'm fine with you saying die. I ain't worried about PC. But yeah, you're 100% correct, brother. Excellent work.
Sir.
Yeah, the future of ISUPK Dallas is bright. But this is basically this is what he's basically hanging like this big carrot over him. Kill 100 Philistines, bring me their foreskins, and you can have my daughter. Which I'm going to assume, if he's still having word over who his daughter goes into, I'm going to assume she's a virgin. You know, and Saul's a Benjamite, so just imagine in your head a fine, of age, so-called Jamaican or Trinidadian or Virgin Island woman or Bahamian woman. That's what he's dangling over David, hoping that David sees his death that way. That's what he's going for. Zakar Wan, foreskins just mean it's basically just hip talk. He's basically saying go kill 100 Philistines. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like when you hear people in the world say, bring me their head. Hip talk in a way. Even brothers in the rap world do it. Who remembers 10 or 15 years ago when Jeezy put out what was it, $10,000 bounty on Gucci Mane's chain? We all know what that meant. You know what I'm saying? In other words, he's without claiming too much responsibility over. He's basically done put a hit out on Gucci. And just like that didn't work out well, this hit that Saul is putting out on David ain't gonna work well. When the Lord's with you, nothing's gonna be against you. Not saying the Lord was with Gucci, we don't know that, but the Most High definitely wasn't with Jeezy that day, we can say that. And the Most High wasn't with Saul. It tells you that in the scriptures. We're gonna keep reading.
Concert. This is the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 26. And when his servants told David these words, it pleased David well to be the king's son-in-law, and the days were not expired.
Keep going.
Verse 27. Wherefore David arose and went, he and his men, and slew of the Philistines 200 men. And David brought their foreskins, and they gave them in full tale to the king, that he might be the king's son-in-law. And Saul gave him Michal, his daughter, to wife.
I'm gonna assume that's the correct way to say his name, her name. Only reason I ain't tripping on it, whether it's wrong or not, we already know this is a translation of our actual name anyway. I might look that up later myself just for the hell of it. But he gave him double the bounty. 200 dead Africans for his daughter. The Philistines were a major enemy at this time. Y'all remember Goliath was a Philistine. So Philistines, just like all the other nations, were enemies of the Lord and enemies of Israel by proxy. And David just carved up 200 of them, just to show you what kind of warrior he was. Let's keep going.
Kamikaze. Verse 28. And Saul saw and knew that Yahweh was with David, and that Michal, Saul's daughter, loved him.
Okay, so even the daughter loved David. Probably loved him before he killed them 200 Philistines. You understand? And so at this point, David is now in the royal family. And we all know he's going to be next in line of the throne, but we'll wait. I guess he's biding his time. He's waiting for this to be 100% clear to Saul. I mean, he can see the signs, but it's going to be 100% clear to him shortly. Go ahead.
Kamikaze. Verse 29. And Saul was yet the more afraid of David, and Saul became David's enemy continually.
That's crazy. You give your daughter to this man, and you hate him. All through nothing but jealousy and fear. You brothers that are in the ISUPK that are watching this, don't let fear or jealousy take you out of the brotherhood and what's right. That's what I say about that. Because Saul kind of did this to himself. He rebelled against the Most High when he did what he did. And the Most High knew that he would never get what he wanted out of him. That's why he chose someone else. There's no need for you to feel some type of way about that. And then let nothing but jealousy come between you and your brother. That's not the way to run a righteous house. That's not the way to run a righteous kingdom. The brotherhood has to be first. You don't even have I think I mentioned this already. You don't even really have a kingdom without it.
Kamikaze.
Let's go ahead and finish in there.
Kamikaze. Verse 30. Then the princes of the Philistines went forth, and it came to pass, after they went forth, that David behaved himself more wisely than all the servants of Saul, so that his name was much set by.
It's kind of what we would call today playing the long game. Y'all understand? He's not trying to make his way to the throne just yet. It's going to be a time for that. But for right now, regardless of who the king is, Israel got enemies. In this case, it's the Philistines, but we got to understand nobody but Israel could ever love y'all. Understand that. Nobody but your Black, Latino, or Native American brother or sister could love you. Stop looking for love from the nations. Our people been waiting on a so-called white man to show them love ever since slavery ended. It ain't happened yet. We can't even go on social media every day without seeing where somebody white is trying to assault us, is trying to harass us, is trying to call us little ugly proverbs and bywords. The police in uniforms are all trying to kill us. Whether we do anything or not, you can have both. You can have hands 10 and 2 on the car. They're going to pull that trigger on you if he wants to. And ain't nothing stopping him because he knows ain't no charges going to come his way for it, more than likely. We right here in Dallas where some so-called white woman shot through a brother's apartment and killed the brother. And even then, they didn't arrest her right away. Even when they got to the scene, they didn't. It took them days or weeks before they finally brought charges on her. That old Botham Jean situation. What was that old white woman? Amber Geiger was her name? Yeah. And even when they charged, they did everything they could to get her off. And she only got about 10 years. Something like 7 to 10 years. Keep in mind, this brother is dead. He didn't do anything wrong. He was in his house. He was in his apartment, sitting in his chair, eating freaking cereal. And I say he still didn't get no justice because I'm convinced she knew him. You'll never convince me otherwise. I ain't buying that old BS story. She thought she was in her own house because she had tied one on. Come on, man. I don't care how drunk you get. You know where you stay. It's a bunch of garbage. Are we in chapter 19 now?
God, sir.
Let's start reading there.
God, that's the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 19, verse 1. And Saul spake to Jonathan his son, and to all his servants, that they should kill David.
That they should kill David. How about that? Saul can't stand David and is now getting ready to do away with him. If you hate your brother in your heart, you are a liar. And the love of the Most High is not in you. You understand? Keep reading.
God, sir. Verse 2. But Jonathan, Saul's son, delighted much in David. And Jonathan told David, saying, Saul my father seeketh to kill thee. Now therefore I pray thee, take heed to thyself until the morning, and abide in a secret place, and hide thyself.
Say, Zakarwan, who was dating? Ain't really read about nobody dating in this lesson. Wasn't no dating back then. You had a courtship, but that wasn't any dating involved. You know what I'm saying? You made it clear that you made it clear you wanted to lay with this woman. You just basically agreed to marry, and you had to talk to her father. Hey, Zakarwan, who was dating? Maybe the brother will hear me a little later. Okay, so Jonathan, because Jonathan's a real one, he's basically telling David, hey man, there's a hit bill put out on you by the king. You got to hide yourself. Zakarwan, that white girl. Oh, yeah, I think they were too. I don't even know if they were dating, but I bet you anything there was something going on. Maybe she was letting him hit when he wanted to. But that was too much for me, Zakarwan. I don't believe for anything that she didn't know who that was. My guess, if I just had it to guess with no proof, that Botham John brother, who is a so-called Haitian, come from a so-called Haitian family, so a Levite, though I'm sure he didn't know it, was messing around with this girl, and she came there drunk and talking noise or what have you, and then next thing you know, he put her out. and tried to cut her off. And whether it was that night or the next night, she called herself wanting to get even with him, so shot him. Unfortunately, because she killed that brother, the only story we got is hers. I can't believe there wasn't no cameras there or nothing to pick up on this. Because this is a pretty, I don't want to say upscale, but these are nice apartments. It was a nice apartment building. You know it's nice if a cop stayed there. Go ahead.
With it not being cameras, that makes it even look more premeditated.
Say that again?
I said, with it not being cameras, that also
Right.
look more premeditated.
Like she knew she'd get away with it halfway. Which she did. She only, like I said, she only got 7 or 10 years. That she's not gonna do all that time. She done already tried to petition for a new trial or parole or something. You know what I'm saying? Because she was never sorry about it. She was just sorry that she got caught. And I don't know what the hell is going on with his brother. You remember that? I'm not hugging no bitch who kills my brother. Period. You don't get a hug unless she was like defending her own life because this spirit of Satan then came over my brother and he's trying to do real harm to her, what have you. And she had to defend herself. That's one thing. But if you put my brother to sleep, I am not gonna go to the church and to the court before her sentencing and petition and ask the judge, can I give her a hug? I wanted to throw up whatever it was I was eating that day when I saw that. Go ahead.
And as a sister, I wouldn't be combing her hair either.
Huh, what the hell is that? Yeah, you got the bailiff combing her hair. The sister who was who was on the bench decided to come down and read the Bible to her. It's crazy. You say it was across the street from the police station, Zakar One? It's where the shooting took place. Yeah, it might have been. I know there's a station over there somewhere. This is over there by Gillies or one of them downtown. I know it's a police station. I know it's a police station there. Was it them apartment buildings there, Zakar One? Over there by that station? They done named the street after the brother now. I forget what it used to be called. I used to be there because I used to go downtown right there to school. And before it was called Botham John Boulevard, it was called something else. I forget what it is. Oh shit, my memory is shit. But yeah, y'all give it up for Officer Zakar One, man. But Jonathan, he's like, look, Pops is tripping. He wants to kill you. You got to hide, brother. We need to find a place for you to hole up real quick until this stuff blows over. That's basically the mission right now. Even though Saul ain't a brother no more, his son Jonathan is a brother. Y'all go ahead. Verse 3.
Verse 3. And I will go out and stand beside my father in the field where thou art, and I will commune with my father of thee, and what I see, that I will tell thee.
In other words, Jonathan say, I'm gonna be your eyes from here on out. I'm gonna hang out with my father, do his will, and I'm gonna report to you whatever goes on. Because it's important. It's important. He's gonna protect his brother, his friend. You know what I'm saying? His brother-in-law that he loves so much. Y'all understand what's going on? All right, let's continue.
Verse 4. And Jonathan spake good of David unto Saul his father, and said unto him, let not the king sin against his servant, against David, because he hath not sinned against thee, and because his works have been to thee word very good.
In other words, he's been a loyal servant. He's killing all your enemies. He ain't stepped on your cape. He ain't talked bad about your mama. He ain't stole from you. He ain't slept with none of your wives. I mean, what's the don't put a bad report out on the brother and try to kill him. That's basically what Jonathan's telling Saul right now. You ain't got no reason to do this, so don't do it. Nothing about this is brotherly or righteous. Even if he did transgress, it's supposed to be a trial. He's or whatever was going on, trial, tribunal, whatever the case is, and let a matter be heard before you do something something like judge a brother. You know what I'm saying? Judgment back then was putting you to death. Judgment in most cases now is just putting you in prison. No, judgment back then was off with your head. Keep going.
Sir. Verse 5. For he did put his life in his hand and slew the Philistine. And Yahweh wrought a great salvation for all Israel. Thou sawest it and didst rejoice. Wherefore then wilt thou sin against innocent blood to slay David without a cause?
In other words, he's basically saying, hey, man, he done killed your enemy threefold for you. He done given all of Israel peace and salvation. You basically killing a hero, a war hero. You know what I'm saying? Don't do this, Pop. Nothing about this is of the Lord. Jonathan sees that, so he's trying to plead for David. Go ahead.
And Saul hearkened unto the voice of Jonathan, and Saul sware, as Yahweh liveth, he shall not be slain.
Okay, so he's giving his word, he's going to leave him alone. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And Jonathan called David, and Jonathan shewed him all those things. And Jonathan brought David to Saul, and he was in his presence, as in times past.
Go ahead.
Verse 8. And there was a war again, and David went out and fought with the Philistines, and slew them with a great slaughter, and they fled from him.
So David's taking his back. He's taking out even more of these damn Africans. These Philistines, Canaan's son, if I ain't mistaken. Taking them apart and taking them apart viciously, all in the name of the Most High. Go ahead. Of course, Salakia, you bring this up in front of them Hoteppers, they all feel some type of way about this. They'll say, all that white supremacy you reading and happy about it. Because they ain't ignorant, because they ain't got sense enough to know the Israelites are black people, our people. I can almost hear them Hoteppers right now saying, this book is anti-African. You're damn right it's anti-African. It's anti-Arab, it's anti-East Indian, it's anti-Asian, it's anti so-called white man and woman. Edomites. This book is the history and the constitution of the people of Israel and the love they have for their God and the love that God has for them. It's all this book ever was. Only in the hands of the enemy did it become like the book of Christianity. People who are Islam will dabble in it. People who are Buddhists will dabble in it. They all read it. But the book was never meant to be an international for all nations religion. This book, called the Holy Bible, is for the Israelites. Everything in it pertains only to them. So when some half scholar tells you that the book is for everybody, they're lying. Keep going.
Verse 9. And the evil spirit from Yahweh was upon Saul, and he sat in his house with his javelin in his hand, and David played with his hand.
Keep going.
Verse 10. As Saul sought to smite David even to the wall with the javelin. javelin, but he slipped away out of Saul's presence,
Hmm.
and he smote the javelin into the wall, and David fled and escaped that night.
So basically, he lied to Jonathan. He literally told Jonathan wasn't no harm gonna come upon him. So David went about doing what he's supposed to do, won more wars, won more battles, and every time he does that, and he comes back alive, let alone comes back with more of his enemies' his foreskins, the whole time Saul is seething. You know what I'm saying? Sitting up in his chair, got his little javelin in hand, just an angry nigga, just angry at him and trying to kill him again. Literally threw a javelin at him. It just so happened David got out the way. This is why the Lord turned on Saul, because Saul was not a man of God. David hadn't done anything to transgress on him, and now he's trying to kill him. All through the jealousy and fear. Jealousy does not live in the ISUPK. You understand? You feel some type of way about a brother, you already know what to do. You already know there's something wrong. Say something in. Go and go to counsel with that brother, or just get your own. Seek counsel from the men above you if there's an issue. Because Saul is sitting up here letting jealousy and bad feelings take his mind off the fact that right now he's a prosperous king winning a war with his enemies. Israel is not up to that point, hadn't been as plentiful. You understand? Now it's going to go on a bigger level after Saul, because David and then Solomon is going to strengthen Israel even more. But at that point, Israel had it best under Saul. You understand? And he's getting more and more power and getting more and more and having to worry less and less about his enemies, all due to David, and he's jealous of him. Maybe this is his way of protecting the throne, or he's just afraid of what the Lord is going to eventually do to him. But he's got no reason to make David his enemy. That's not brotherhood at all. David hadn't transgressed him at all. Let's keep reading.
Verse 11. Saul also sent messengers unto David's house to watch him and to slay him in the morning. And Michal, David's wife, told him, saying, If thou save not thy life tonight, tomorrow thou shalt be slain.
Okay, read the next verse.
So, verse 12. So Michal let David down through a window, and he went and fled and escaped.
David at this point is under siege. Do y'all know what that's like, knowing that death is around the corner? That ain't a Tupac song. That mean, or necessarily, but when he put that out, that song was kind of giving you a mindset of somebody that knows that death is looking for him. And in David's case, he knows who's doing it. He may not know why, but he definitely knows who. And Saul is sitting up here sending people to watch him. And if he's lacking or if he's slipping, he's going to die. He's got a good rib, though, because she's helping him escape. Helping him cheat death, helping him to get to where it's safe. Keep reading.
Verse 13. Michal took an image and laid it in the bed and put a pillow of goat's hair for his bolster and covered it with a cloth.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. And when Saul sent messengers to take David, she said, He is sick.
Keep going.
Verse 15. And Saul sent the messengers again to see David, saying, Bring him up to me in the bed. that I may slay him. Verse 16.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Verse 16. And when the messengers were come in, behold, there was an image in the bed with the socket, with a pillow of goat's hair for his bolster.
In other words, y'all understand what's going on here. Basically, Mashal, if I get correction on that later on how to pronounce his sister's name, she's basically trying to give the image or the thought that he's inside, basically buying him time. You know what I'm saying? Buying David time to get away. Because an APB back then was a whole lot easier to put out. You know what I'm saying? Saul could literally just tell his soldiers, bring me David's head, basically, and they'd be going to get it. They basically buying some time. They think David's at home. David left the house. All them people watching his quarters outside think he's in there when actually he been gone. She had snuck him out. So this is all a matter of buying him time to make an escape. So she sit up here and she's got it. She's making it, she's got what is that in the bed? So that goat hair. Got a pillow of it, basically. There was an image in the bed, basically giving off the impression to the messengers that Saul sent that David is in there. But they go in there and they see they've been had. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Go ahead and get verse 17.
Verse 17. And Saul said unto Michal, why hast thou deceived me so, and sent away mine enemy, that he is escaped? And Michal answered Saul, he said unto me, let me go. Why should I kill thee?
Okay, so she's having to tell her dad, look, this is my man, and he left. I can't make him stay. She playing it off, basically. So he just left. Basically, what you this is a good rib. This woman. How does when you start looking for ribs, look for one like this. Who basically put herself in the way of authorities just to keep you alive. You know what I'm saying? What they call them ride or die chicks. Of course, that's crazy nowadays because today's that means take a charge for the man. You know what I'm saying? How many sisters got in that lifestyle and had to do time for the fact that her man was dealing dirty, up there dealing drugs and things. So to keep him out of jail, she goes. Mashal kind of got that spirit right now. Going against her dad, the king, for her husband. Go ahead, next verse.
Verse 18. So David fled and escaped, and came to Samuel and Ramah, and told him all that Saul had done to him. And he and Samuel went and dwelt in Naoth.
Okay, keep going.
Verse 19. And it was told Saul, saying, behold, David is in Naoth at Ramah at Naoth in Ramah.
Okay, so now Saul knows where he is now. Keep going.
Verse 20. And Saul sent messengers to take David.
Salakia, the messengers might as well be mercs. Y'all understand? Might as well be. If you ever played Metal Gear, these cats would be that era's Solid Snake, basically. Y'all understand? Sending hitmen after him. Go ahead.
And it was told Saul, saying, verse 20. Saul sent messengers to take David, and when they saw the company of the prophets prophesying, and Samuel standing as appointed over them. The Spirit of Yahweh was upon the messengers of Saul, and they also prophesied.
Okay, so David is taking his protection under the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Samuel, of course, is one of the prophets. And the Spirit of the Most High is now coming on them same men that Saul sent to kill him, that sent to kill David. Go ahead.
Verse 21. And when it was told Saul, he sent other messengers, and they prophesied likewise. And Saul sent messengers again the third time, and they prophesied also.
So through Samuel, David is basically converting the people that are there to kill him. Heavy when you think about it. Death is literally at his door each time, and the Most High keeps protecting him, giving him righteous women, letting them hold up with one of the prophets. One thing that didn't happen, the king's soldiers, even the king, never went against the prophets. You might as well be signing your own death. You were literally killing yourself if you put hands on a prophet. Y'all understand?
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Verse 22. Then went he also to Ramah, and came to a great well that is in Seshu.
Okay, so now he's going to do his own dirty work, basically. Go ahead.
And he asked and said, Where are Samuel and David? And one said, Behold, they be at Naoth in Ramah.
Keep going.
Verse 23. And he went thither to Naoth in Ramah, and the Spirit of Yahweh was upon him also. And he went on and prophesied until he came to Naoth in Ramah.
Go ahead.
Verse 24. And he stripped off his clothes also, and prophesied before Samuel in like manner, and laid down naked all that day and all that night. Wherefore they say, Is Saul also among the prophets?
Saul was a wicked nigga, so he wasn't a prophet. You know what I'm saying? But he recognized who the true authority is. He knows the Most High is his authority, and he's taking off them clothes because he knows he ain't really supposed to be no king no more. Y'all understand? It's real simple. If the Lord is with you, you're gonna always win. We get our people back to understanding that they're gonna understand. Just trust in the Most High. You ain't gonna never lose, because He don't lose. And He's never been slow, good or bad, with his promise to His people. Whether He was promising you whether He was promising you riches or He was promising you punishment. You know, blessings for keeping the law or curses for breaking the law. All of Deuteronomy 28 applies. He's never slow with it. On His own time, He always comes through. What you see in here in these scriptures I'm reading is one way to not do brotherhood and one way to keep brotherhood. Jonathan probably loved Saul, it is his father after all, but he knew that his father was doing wrong trying to kill David. So he stayed with the Most High and did what he had to do to protect David. He saw the Lord was with him. He loved David. That was his brother-in-law. That was his friend. They had a promise, a covenant to always watch out for one another. And so Jonathan, he kept his promise. He kept his covenant. You all brothers and sisters that are watching, y'all understand? All right. Because we're about to go ahead and wrap this class. About to do the security announcements in a little bit, but just as a reminder, ISUPK.com for you brothers and sisters that are looking to join the ISUPK in your area. There's one close by, no matter where you are. in this country or in the West Indies or in the Caribbean, no matter where you are, is ISUPK next to you. All right. We'll do this again next Tuesday. We'll probably continue further in this lesson, or we'll get another one. But we're gonna go ahead and close out. We're gonna end with the security announcements. Shalom.
This is the ISUPK security announcements. We are the ISUPK, star on 1 West, 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shut themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers, chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'ashara, 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, a free will offering for priests. It's not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Sorry.
March 2nd.
March 2nd. Carol concert. We'll be having
Feast of Purim.
the Feast of Purim in March 2nd
And March 3rd.
and March 3rd.
The Lord's Passover, April 4th.
Carol concert, the Lord's Passover, April 4th. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black. Boots, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. And with that, we'll give a courtesy salute to the brothers. May Vitro Majum Shabbat. I Majum Barak. Yahweh Shema Shabbat. We'll now be giving a courtesy salute to the sisters. May Vitro Majum Shabbat. I Majum Barak. Yahweh Shema Adam Bashir Ashar. And with that, class dismissed.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man, if you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do. They're 1 West. They're 1 West.